We're in the full moon illumination phase of the lunar cycle that began with that powerful new moon solar eclipse in Leo fire on August the 11th. The full moon comes this Sunday in the oceanic waters of Pisces. But the key player on the zodiac stage this week is Warrior Mars. He's finishing up that retrograde phase in a last battle with Uranus, the god of lightning. The events of recent times have been so intense and so fraught with frustration and restlessness that I probably should have said a lot more about this square between Mars and Uranus, but after all, Mercury was retrograde and Mars is still retrograde, so it sat in the back of my mind, but no longer. What this is an inner struggle, like we're chafing at the bit, as if we were thoroughbred racehorses in the starting gate, restless and impatient with the restraints on us, and with that gate barring our way. And just at the moment, we are furiously about to breach it by sheer force, it opens. Hi, I'm Judith Royal, archetypal astrologer, and this is your astrology weather forecast for the week of August 20th to 26th of 2018. That gate doesn't open for us until next Monday, August 28th, but this is that last week right beforehand. So we have three other major things along with that are sort of preparing us. So first of all, the Jupiter-Neptune trine that I've mentioned before, the part that just lifts our horizons, it starts our week off that way because Jupiter, while he's still in the investigative waters of sort of that Scotland Yard Scorpio, and he's been there since last November 2017, so he's also coming to the final quarter of his stay there. And he is parting the seas of illusion for us so that we can look up to see clearly all these visionary possibilities that his trine with Neptune is offering us. It is water everywhere. And so for you water and earth signs, very, very poignant, as well as very, very creative time, especially if you're looking to make a shift in your spiritual values and your spiritual practice. Highly recommended, even if it's just being more vigilant about a calm moment here and there where we just breathe. Now, the other interesting part of that metaphor about the seas parting is that it reveals to us what's been at the bottom of that ocean. So those agents of destruction who've been relying on that cover of darkness to maintain their sleight of hand, their illusions, the secrets they think they're hiding, all of that has a sudden exposure this week to the blaring light of day. And that full moon illumination is really going to help that. Now, August 19th was the final showdown of that gift to us, the parting of the seas. So we are heightened, we have heightened awareness about the quest we're on that is showing us the ego's secret motives coming to the surface into our conscious awareness, those secret ways we resist and self-destruct. So that is going to be also illuminated on the full moon this week. Our judgments, which are always arising from distortions of our perception, not from reality. And we're going to get a look at the ugly underside of when we are trying to project all of our junk onto someone else in a judgment, because it's just going to not stick. So, the other thing this week is that the sun will be moving into Virgo Earth on Wednesday. That's the 22nd. So happy birthday to all those CEOs of the zodiac, really CEOs of the universe, because this is one of 3 aspects this week that is saying to us it's time to do the work. We're really willing to get our hands dirty in the sense, well, someone was just telling me she had so much going on in her life, and she paused to go work in her garden, literally just dig in the dirt. And it really helped her ground in everything that's happened, let her really feel a moment of connection with all there is. So also digging in the dirt with Virgo, we are preparing for the harvest time of the year because, well, I've read that there are predictions for a bumper harvest this year. I'm not sure of what, but we want to also keep that in the metaphorical realm for the astrology, because if we're looking at the horizon, the harvest moon, which comes this year on September 24th, it's always the first full moon after the autumn equinox. It has a very serious tone to it. So I think we really are rolling up our sleeves and we're ready to help heal the things that hold us back and heal the things that are holding our world back. Saturday the 25th, that new sun in Virgo, solar powers that ongoing beautiful trine between Sheriff Saturn and Capricorn and urgent Uranus and Taurus. This is like the golden research triangle of the year's main innovations, main innovative thinking. It's not exactly the Chapel Hill deal, but it is incredibly brilliant and way out of the box anyway. All of this is building throughout the week to that full moon on Sunday, when the Virgo sun opposes the Pisces moon. So that is on the zodiac axis of the 12th and the 6th house, meaning we're pulling in, well, we're hopefully integrating our desire to get it done, to do the work, and we're integrating that with sort of mixing into the soil of it greater compassion and greater empathy for everyone. This week I was doing a reading for someone, and she made the comment, "This is the worst Mercury retrograde phase I can remember." And she reminded me to tell you that, yes, we're loving the fact that Mercury is now direct beginning this week, but we still have 5 other planets in retrograde motion. So we really can't blame all of the missteps and missed communications and all that sort of thing. We can't really blame it just on Mercury, because we've had all that other energy pulling us inward, which for those people who don't want to look inward, it is an incredible strain. And it comes out with some real topsy-turvy kind of thinking. This week begins in fire and ends in water. So Monday we start with Sagittarius moon, moving into Capricorn late on Monday evening. But it's a rather sweet day because the moon in Sagittarius is still loving that Leo sun. So it's creative and really a rather pleasant start to the week. Then on Tuesday and Wednesday, the moon will be in Sirius Capricorn Earth. And Capricorn is definitely about success in the marketplace and getting things done. However, remember this is Sirius Sheriff Saturn sitting there now. So we really do have those sobriety checkpoints popping up everywhere in which authority figures seem to be, well, I can say in my personal life, I've seen it they're just sort of in my way. And I can't really just circumvent, or I can't really just go around them, because with Capricorn, Saturn and Capricorn, you have to step by step walk through the muck, walk through the mire to get where you want to go. And we got good energy for that. So on the 22nd Wednesday, when the sun moves into Virgo, that's Earth and Earth. So the moon and the sun in Earth signs. So we have got our feet firmly planted in facts and firmly planted in diligence about details, as well as forward movement, step by sometimes grueling step. And then Thursday, the moon sort of like in late morning on Pacific time in the US, the moon moves into area Aquarius. And remember, Mars is there. So as soon as she does that, she catches up with Mars. Now, the moon conjuncting Mars is traditionally anger, irritation, etc. But it also can be a powerful motivation for you to really act on your intuitive knowledge. So please do that. You get a little surprise on Thursday also that's not altogether pleasant, but we have to remember those unpleasant surprises are signals for turning points. Then Friday, the moon is still in Aquarius and sort of in a standoff opposition with Mercury. So Mercury's still in Leo, of course. This is not to fly off the handle, that words just sort of pop out of what you're feeling without filtering it through your mind, what you're thinking. But it all comes out okay by the end of the day, Friday, because the moon trines beautiful Venus. So that is, again, a lovely Venus day. Friday is her day. And so it's sweetened, because when the moon and Venus are together, you're just really living and feeling from your heart. Yeah, beautiful. Then that Saturday, we have the moon moving into Pisces very, very late. But before she does that, we have the only aspects of the day, actually, are from the sun, the now Virgo sun, who is lining up in a grand Earth trine with urgent Uranus and Sheriff Saturn. So this is going to trigger that wonderful energy of practical application of innovative ideas. That's really should be a slogan for us now and for the rest of this year, and into next year, because the sun, the moon triggers things too, but when the sun triggers something, it does it in an action way, in a yang way, because the sun is that yang energy, and it kind of gets things moving. So you can look for the big shift, because that happens on Saturday, and then the full moon in water Pisces on Sunday the eve of Mars finally going into forward gear on the 27th, Monday, boy, we're really, I think we're just going to feel the, like a locomotive power and energy and drive to do what we came here to do, and to feel we really are much more powerful than we let on. We are much more magnificent than we're sometimes willing to admit because we think that's ego or something, but it's not. It's the truth of who you really are. You are a magnificent soul. This week I was personally moved listening to an interview with Jim Carrey when he said of his protest art, this stuff that he's drawing. He said, with all the duplicity in the world right now that has been accepted as normal, I had to do something. It's a really important time in history, and there's something in me that doesn't want to rest while it's happening. And so he says, we are now in the process of reintroducing the innocence inside ourselves, reintroducing ourselves to know that's who we are. Thanks for listening, and that's all for now. I'll see you next week. Bye for now.